As popular as the old one has been in recent years, Toyota has ended the gas RAV4 forever. And here's the weird thing. It's actually better. I know that sounds backwards, but this all-new Toyota with its hybrid system does something that most people never notice. And once you figure it out for yourself, there's no going back to the old RAV4. What's it like? Buckle up, my friends. Let's go for a drive. I'm your host, Brian Makse, racer, lover of driving fast, fun things, and on this channel, you get reviews for drivers from drivers. Now, one of the things the press releases about this all-new RAV4 won't tell you is that this change to hybrid only wasn't driven by environmental regulations only. It was actually driven by some proper engineering advantages. The instant response, the power delivery create some opportunities for better dynamics. And before we get into what this is like to drive, let's have a look at it in a little more depth. For 2026, this RAV4 is all new, and every RAV4 going forward is electrified in some way. There's no gasoline-only engine option available. This next generation introduces three distinct design philosophies: core, rugged, and sport lines, with the redesigned Woodland grade and the addition of the first ever RAV4 GR Sport. This uses Toyota's 5th generation hybrid system with some refinements, plus 6th generation plug-in hybrid technology, offering up to 320 horsepower and 50 miles of EV range. It's built on a reinforced TNGA-K platform with structural improvements that make it stiffer than before, which is exactly what you need for better ride and handling. The power unit starts with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and it's mated to an electric drive regen motor at the front plus an electric motor at the rear, making it all-wheel drive. Combined system output is 236 horsepower. The transmission is an electronically controlled CVT, and yes, they're still calling it an electronically controlled CVT. No, we're not having a debate about it. In the United States, you can get your 2026 RAV4 in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. In Canada, it's all-wheel drive only. Steering's electrically assisted. Suspension uses McPherson struts at the front, multi-link at the rear with conventional dampers. Disc brakes, of course, with regenerative braking. Wheels and tires range from 17s to 20s, depending on trim. And towing capacity for an all-wheel drive RAV4 is 3,500 pounds. For this all-new RAV4, Toyota has added their latest generation of safety tech as well as an all-new infotainment system. Now about that GR Sport RAV4, this is interesting. It has a GR-tuned suspension, GR-tuned power steering, enhanced body rigidity beyond the standard RAV4 models, unique 20-inch wheels and tires with increased offset. There's a wider track and slightly different suspension geometry as a result of all these changes. Tires are more performance-oriented, and it uses the full 320 horsepower plug-in hybrid powertrain. They make these hybrids at one of Toyota's manufacturing facilities in Canada, where they've been busy perfecting the art of making reliable vehicles in a country that tries to kill cars 6 months out of the year. If you want reviews that explain how Toyota's 5th gen hybrid eliminates lag through electric motor torque fill, subscribe. Only 20% of you are subscribed, which tells the algorithm 80% don't care about technical depth. Prove it wrong. Behind the wheel, lots to talk about, but I do have to say, after spending the day behind the wheel of this all-new RAV4, the fundamentals are fantastic. Driven a couple of different models. This is an XSE, and this is very comfortable. Love the seats, love the fundamental seating position. Do appreciate this digital instrument cluster. This is fantastic. It's clear, it's legible in all kinds of lighting conditions, and it's configurable to a certain degree. So if you're looking for specific information, you can get that as you like. One thing I have to mention is that most of the climate controls are now built into the screen, whether you like it or not. The seating position strikes that perfect balance between commanding and comfortable, high enough to see over the Prius in front of you, low enough that you don't need supplemental oxygen. The adjustments in the seat and the steering column have enough range to accommodate just about anyone, and the steering wheel feels absolutely perfect in my hands. The infotainment system functions logically. Wireless CarPlay connects without requiring blood sacrifice, and the digital gauge cluster displays information you actually want to see instead of whatever Toyota software engineers found most interesting. When I first read about this shift-by-wire system, I thought it might have been a gimmick, but after spending some time with it, no, it actually works. It toggles with the simplicity of a light switch and with the precision of a Swiss watch. It's absolutely perfect here. Toyota looked at conventional shifters with their gates and positions and mechanical complexity and decided that the future should involve fewer moving parts and more confidence in software. The result feels like using technology that actually improves the experience instead of complicating it, which is refreshing in an industry that typically adds complexity and calls it innovation. Interior storage actually makes sense with cubbies and compartments placed where you'd naturally reach for them instead of where they fit best in the design studio. And fun fact, all the cup holders are perfectly sized for Tim Hortons coffee cups because these are made in Canada and Toyota clearly knows their audience. We have merch available for those who want to signal you care about driving dynamics over badge prestige, gear for people who understand instant electric torque eliminates old school CVT nonsense. Supporting our channel through merch means we keep prioritizing technical depth over clickbait. Now, in terms of acceleration, Toyota is not yet quoting 0 to 60 numbers or anything similar, nor did I get a chance to test it, but I have to talk about this drivetrain. But in terms of acceleration, my guess is that each model will be quicker than the previous generation, there's no doubt, especially that GR Sport. That's going to be properly quick, and I'm very interested in that for a bunch of other reasons. But what I am really impressed with is the refinement of this power unit. It is notably more refined than the previous generation, and this is a pre-production model. The instantaneous torque from the electric motor fundamentally changes how this RAV4 responds to driver inputs. Step on the throttle and power arrives immediately without the hesitation, transmission hunting, or an existential crisis that characterizes most CVT-equipped crossovers. The four-cylinder kind of serves as backup power rather than the primary motivation, which means you get the immediate response of electric drive with the range confidence of conventional fuel. Plus, that electric torque fills in the gaps where gas engines traditionally wheeze and complain about being asked to work. What's cool about Toyota's latest hybrid system is that it eliminates the whole rubber band feel of traditional CVTs by using electric motors to fill power gaps and smooth transitions, creating acceleration that feels linear and predictable instead of confused and apologetic. It accelerates like a well-planned project, steady progress towards a predetermined goal without surprises. The powertrain delivers exactly what it promises, which in today's automotive world is about as rare as honest advertising or a properly functioning government. If you agree eliminating the gas engine only option makes this RAV4 better to drive, hit like. If you think I'm wrong, also hit like and explain in the comments. We sit around 4 to 6% like rate. 30 seconds of your time tells YouTube this analysis has value. I can't wait to get my hands on a production 2026 RAV4 and spend some quality time with it, but I'm really impressed with how this whole powertrain works here. Comment section question: can hybrid systems genuinely improve driving dynamics, or is instant electric torque just marketing spin? I've explained how this system works here in the new RAV4. Tell me if you're buying it or if I've been compromised by the hybrid agenda. Dynamically, there's definitely a lot to talk about here, but it starts with the basics, and that is this new platform for 2026 is stiffer torsionally and in a number of other ways than the previous model. When you have a stiffer chassis, what that allows the dynamics engineers is to give a little bit more compliance so that the suspension can do its job in terms of keeping the tires in contact with the road surface and, of course, making sure that the ride is comfortable for everybody on board. The steering provides a little bit of feedback on what's going on at the road surface, and weight builds progressively as you add lock. The response is immediate and proportional to input, and the system communicates load and grip instead of just hoping you figure it out through trial and error. Ride and handling of this 26 model is at a next level compared to the last generation, and it feels mature and composed rather than nervous or overwrought. Body and wheel control through corners and over road imperfections is more composed than I am during most conversations about my YouTube career prospects or explaining why I need to test another race car. Ride quality splits the difference between Lexus comfort and Mazda engagement, like finding the perfect compromise between weekend plans and adult responsibilities. The
The brake system is top-notch, and the system blends regular braking with regenerative braking so seamlessly that the pedal feel remains consistent regardless of which system is actually doing the stopping. The brake pedal has the same weight and progression whether you're coasting down to a stoplight or emergency braking from highway speeds, which eliminates the guesswork and uncertainty that characterizes some hybrid braking systems. I think Toyota engineered this brake pedal to feel like a proper brake pedal rather than a suggestion box, and the result is stopping performance that builds driver confidence instead of requiring constant recalibration of your right foot and a little bit of hope.
How do you spec yours? Well, can't answer that question right now, though I obviously favor the GR Sport. Reason I can't answer this question right now is because Toyota, at this moment when I'm recording this, have not released any pricing about the 2026 RAV4, so I'll update the description when I get a chance when pricing is released closer to the on-sale date. My verdict, well, with respect to fuel consumption, kind of hard to tell. We've been driving pre-production cars at this event, so I'm looking forward to a proper test when production vehicles are on the ground, and when the time comes, love to hear from real-world owners as well. But as far as this 2026 RAV4 is concerned, Toyota didn't just kill the gasoline RAV4 for no good reason. It's just evolved into something that's much better. The instant torque doesn't make it quicker, it makes throttle response immediate and predictable. The regenerative braking isn't just efficient, sure, it works, but actual pedal feel is incredible, and this is the kind of car that you can enjoy on the brakes in different kinds of conditions. On top of that, very safe. And seamless power delivery, well, it eliminates hesitation and hunting you get with a traditional CVT or automated gearboxes or some hybrid systems. And in this situation, you get power exactly when you ask for it. The old RAV4 was reliable and practical, and that's why people bought tons of them. This new hybrid version, still practical, actually responds like a tool that understands what you're asking it to do. Toyota didn't follow the electrification trend. They used it to fix the driving dynamics that made people call their vehicles boring. And sometimes the best progress looks like keeping everything the same while making everything better.
Would you buy this hybrid-only RAV4, or did Toyota lose you when they eliminated the gas-only option? I've argued the hybrid is objectively superior. Tell me in the comments whether you're convinced or waiting for competitors to offer what Toyota won't.
Well, a lot of manufacturers make you choose between efficiency and driving engagement. It seems like with this all-new RAV4, Toyota said, why not both? There's no question that I need a little bit more quality time with this all-new RAV4, more than, just kind of half a day. But I do think that this 2026 RAV4 represents peak Toyota. You've got the efficiency and the reliability that you'd expect, and now you've got driving dynamics that you don't have to make excuses for. Thanks for hanging out with me today and having a first look with me at this all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, you know what to do. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next time.